Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Harris again. I have another read aloud for you this week. This week's book is called Skippyjon Jones. Skippyjon Jones is such a fun character. He's actually a Siamese kitten, but he has a wild imagination and likes to pretend that he's a Chihuahua. Skippyjon Jones has lots of adventures when he goes into his closet. He goes to imaginary places. Listen to where Skippyjon Jones goes today. Skippyjon Jones by Judy Schachner. Every morning, Skippyjon Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohiggy's bird bath." The lecture went on and on, as usual. "You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse, or a grouse, not a moose, or a goose, not a rat, or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippyjon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones and I bounce on my bed, and 1 or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippyjon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. "Holy guacamole!" exclaimed Skippyjon Jones. "What was that?" So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippyjon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippyjon Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice. "My name is Skippito Frisquito. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes indeedo." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippyjon come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippyjon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay, caramba! Who goes there?" asked Skippyjon Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Scapito, the great sword fighter," said Skippyjon Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Paquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Scapito. "Do you like rice and beans?" asked Pinto Lito. "See, I love mice and beans," said Scapito. "He might be the dog of our dreams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia. "If he knows the secret password." Leaning toward Don Diego, El Scapito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. "Ah-choo-pee-choo!" "Bless you," said Don Diego. "Gracias," said Scapito. "Then it is true," decreed Don Diego. "Yippee, yippee, yippito, it's the end of Alfredo Bazito. Scapito is here, we have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad bumbalito." Then all of the chimichangos went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. Then, they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious bees' nests. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumbalito for Skippyjon to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos, so great that one could hear a whisker drop. "Alfredo Besito," whispered the crowd. "El blimpo Bumbalito bandito." "See," said Paquito Tito. "The bandito steals our frijoles." "Not your beans," cried Skippyjon, outraged. "See," Paquito continued. "Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly, too. And now he comes for us," Paquito added. "Por qué?" asked Skippyjon. "Because we are full of the beans, too." Then Don Diego stood tall in his most somber voice, declared, "Yo quiero frijoles." "Huh?" asked Skippyjon. "The dude just wants his beans back," said Paquito Tito. "And you are the job dog for the job." "Me?" asked Skippyjon. Then all of the chimichangos turned toward Skippyjon, the great sword fighter. But poor Skippyjon had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. "Vamos, Skippyjon! Or it is you the bandito will eato!" they cried. Skippyjon stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like the castanets. Then, in a muy soft voice, he said, "My name is Skippyjon Frisquito. I fear not a single bandito." "Holy frijoles!" cried Skippyjon, as he thrust his sword in the air. Then suddenly, pop! went Bandito, landing on Skippyjon's sword, and quicker than one could say Chihuahua's cheese and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Besito, the Bumbalito Bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. "Yippee, yippee, yippito! Our hero is El Skippyjon. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos." But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippyjon's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. "Benguito, Crashito, Papito, Skippyjo!" Just in time to see Skippyjon's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. "Skippyjon Jones!" everyone cried. "Hola, muchachitas!" he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippyjon and covered his head with furry, purry kisses. "What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs?" she scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippyjon began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say goodnight, Skippyjon Jones," called his mama. "Buenas noches, mis amigos," said Skippyjon Jones. I hope you liked our book this week. Skippyjon Jones has lots of adventures where he goes into his closet and goes to different places. He's been to the circus. He's been to school. He's been back to the time of the dinosaurs. And he's even been in space. My challenge for you this week is to think of where Skippyjon Jones could go next. He's been so many places in his adventures into his closet. Where would you like to see him go next? Be creative and show me where Skippyjon Jones should go next. I'm looking forward to seeing your ideas. Send them to me by next Thursday and I'll draw another class winner for a class treat.